Hey coders, and welcome to episode 1 of our orientation playlist on the Google Cloud Platform course. In this episode, we're going to be taking an aerial viewing of our GCP services that we have access to in regards to the data lifecycle. So there are a lot of different ways in which you can group and organize the services that Google Cloud provides, but one of my most favorite ways of doing so is in reference to the data lifecycle. And I have broken out the data lifecycle and defined it in 4 separate stages, which are ingest, storage, process and analyze, and finally showcase. So let's take a closer look at each of these stages one by one. So to start off, you ingest data, and this is basically you taking data from the outside world and bringing it into your application environment, into your Google Cloud environment. So you're basically siphoning all of the data from the outside through a front-end application and bringing it into your environment or your application environment. And some of the most common ways of doing this are using these services App Engine, Compute Engine, Kubernetes, PubSub, and IoT Core. There are other ways of ingesting data with the Google Cloud, but these are some of the most popular, and I'll be covering these in later playlists. Alright, after you have ingested your data, you need a place to store it because you can't just ingest the data and let it dissipate or disappear. You need a way to store it for further reference. So some of the most common and popular ways of doing this with the Google Cloud Platform are to use these services: Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL, Data Store, Firestore, Spanner, and Bigtable. And again, we'll be taking a closer look at all of these different services in a later playlist. Alright, after you've ingested it and stored it, you need to process and analyze it because the data that you have stored is most likely just going to be raw data and uncleaned data, and you need to process it to make sense of it and then also to analyze it to gain insights from that valuable data. So some of the most common services used to process and analyze are Cloud Data Flow, Dataproc, BigQuery, AI Platform, Cloud Vision, and Cloud Natural Language. Again, there are many more services used for processing and analyze, but these are some of the most common and also all of the ones that would fit on the slide. Alright, after you have processed and analyzed and gathered insights from your data, then you need a way to showcase it because most likely you'll be working on a Google Cloud Platform project with coworkers or upper management, and you need a way to now showcase the analysis that you have done on the data in a way that is user friendly. So some of the most common ways of doing this are through, say, a data lab, data studio, and finally, yes, you can use Google Sheets for this as well. They are a powerful enough interface and more importantly, a common interface that is familiar with a lot of people, and it is a great way of showcasing your data. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Again, we're going to be diving in deeper to each of these services within later playlists. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the very next episode.